I had totally forgotten about the penguins. I also don't really have a strategy for a New Game Plus Mountains of Madness. I mean, I guess it would be kind of the same thing. Like, I want to clear out as many enemies as I can so that on the return trip, it's a pretty easy run. But I think I'm just also going to kind of speedrun this, because I don't need resources for any part of this the way that I do in the main game. I just really need to get to the bottom as fast as possible, and then be able to climb out. I forget how campfires work. I think they heal 1 or 2 health and then they burn out. But I think there's a way to... Oh, yep, icicles. Freaking icicles. I think there's a way to relight campfires. Yeah, I've totally forgotten how this game works, which is kind of cool. Yeah, you're right. This is a good time to test out a campfire. Oh no, I'm trapped. This is the absolute worst melee weapon in any game ever. Which was by design. It's actually not meant to be a melee weapon. It's meant for chopping down doors. Because unlike the knife, it does a damage type that will damage doors, and so you can get through them that way, even if they're locked. But that's another thing where, like, that's totally opaque to a new player. You just kind of have to try it. I know it because I made it that way. I really like the music in Mountains of Madness. It's the one part of the game that I didn't do the music for. Kyle did it. Kind of emulating the stuff that I was doing in the main game. That ends up being... I don't know, it's got more of an organic, like, natural sound rather than being kind of buzzy and digital the way that a lot of the main game stuff was. It's good. I don't know how much of the music you can hear in the stream. It's good. All blurbing guitars and stuff. The flare power was, it was actually the first power that I ever developed for the main game, and I cut it because it doesn't have a lot of utility. And then I was like, well, what powers can I do for Mountains of Madness? So I brought it back. But yeah, it's super not useful. Like, light doesn't really play a role in this game. So, I don't know. It's kind of there as like a neat thing, like, hey, there are lights, so I guess you can make light. Wow, am I already this far down? Oh yeah, that's 4. You have no recollection of recording it? Yeah, I think you actually sent all 3 tracks at the same time. Like, it was just, I think you probably actually recorded them all at the same time. It was just kind of like one continuous, like, hey, here's a bunch of music. I put it in the game, and that was it. Shrouded statue, cloak power. Yes, that is way better than flare. Oh no. Yeah, those guys are super deadly in New Game Plus. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to try to get back through if I do make it to the bottom. Oh, and I'm dead. Well, that was fun. Alright, so I think I'm going to call it a night then. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thanks for good questions in the chat, and I'll hopefully do this again sometime. Have a good night.